Hello Prep 3, welcome to our revision videos. I am Mrs. Manar Sirag. I hope you will enjoy our lesson. Today we are talking about if conditionals type 1 and 2. In general, conditionals are formed in two clauses. Some of you now may ask, what is a clause? A clause is a part of a sentence. Here in our lesson, to form the sentence, we have to use a condition clause, or as we call it, the if clause, and in the second part of the sentence, we have to use the result clause. In the first conditional, or if type 1, we form it by using present simple plus will or won't plus verb. So, in the first part of the sentence, we put if plus the present simple, and in the second part, in the result clause, we put will or won't plus verb. As you have here in the first example, if it rains, here it rains is a present simple tense. In the result clause, we have we will cancel the trip. If you study, you will pass the exam. Why do we use the first type of if conditionals? We use it to talk about a possible situation in the future or for predicting a likely result in the future, which means if the condition happens, the result will happen. Let's move further to more examples. And of course, don't forget the structure if plus present simple, and in the second part or in the second clause, simple future, and the usage to talk about possibilities in the present or in the future. The first example, if I wake up late, I will miss the bus. If it's sunny, we will go to the park. If Joanne leaves, Paula will be sad. If I find your email, I will send you the picture. If you study hard, you will pass your exams. Let's do this exercise together. Correct the verbs in brackets. If he study hard, he passed the exam. Let's think. After if, we should use what? We should use present simple. Good. So it will be studies. Great. If he studies hard, what will be the result? He will pass the exam. Very good. The second one, if you practice every day, you play violin very well. So, again, we will use the present simple. If you practice, very good. Why? Because we don't use with it S. So, if you practice every day, you will play violin very well. If she eat too much fast food, she put on weight. If she, of course, she eats. Yes, if she eats too much fast food, she will put on weight. Number 4, he buy a farm in Alentio. If he earn lots of money. Here we have the second clause, okay, starting with if. It's okay. I can change them up, okay, but I cannot change what comes after them, which means that here we will use he will buy a farm if he earns lots of money. Number 5, they will get drunk if they drink too much. Okay? So I can change the if clause with the result clause, change their places. But what is the difference here? The difference is if I put if in the beginning of the sentence, I have to use a comma. Okay? But when if comes in the middle of the sentence, I don't use commas. The second conditional. The structure is if plus past simple. We use here the past simple. And in the result clause, we use would. Okay? So, the structure here differs. Okay? When we use in the structure if plus past simple, okay, the result will be with would plus the infinitive. We use it for what? We use it for imaginary situations in the present or the future. This means that everything we're going to say is imaginary. It couldn't be happen or it's very impossible to happen. Okay? Let's see the examples. If I won $1 million, I would buy a new car. If I were you, I would quit smoking. Here, you'll have to ask yourself, the subject I, okay, always gets which verb? Was, not were. Why here we used were? Because, of course, here we are talking about things that may not happen. It's imaginary. I will never be in your place. I'll never be you. I may be get in your place or in your situation, but I will never be you for yourself. So here we use were instead of was. But if we used was, it will be okay. But of course, were is better here. If I were you, I would quit smoking. If I had more free time, I could travel around the world. Here we used could instead of would. Is it wrong? No, it gives the same meaning. If I won $1 million, I could stop working. They would stay longer if they had more time. Again here, like what we had before in the first conditional, we changed the clause's place. We put the if clause in the second part of the sentence and the result clause in the first part. It's okay as long as we don't put any commas, okay? If I were the president, I would lower taxes. Exercise. Correct the verbs in brackets. If we have a yacht, we sail the 7 seas. This is in the second conditional. Do not forget about it. So we have to use the past simple. If we had a yacht, we would sail the 7 seas. Again, in the second part, we use would plus infinitive. If he had more time, he would learn karate. If they tell their father, he be very angry. Okay, let's remember. Tell, I want to put it in the past simple, so it will be told. Very good. If they told their father, he would be very angry. Very good. Number 4, she spent a year in the USA if it space or be easier to get a green card. Here we switched the place of the if clause and the result clause. So here the answer will be if she would spend a year in the USA if it was easier to get a green card. Okay? Here I can put where also, if it were easier, okay, to get a green card. If I lived on a lonely island, I would swim around all day. Now I want you to complete the following exercise. It's mixed between the first conditional and the second conditional. So think carefully. If you come with me, I space the shopping with you. Here, come. It is in the present simple. So it is a first conditional question. So it will, yes, we will use will. So if you come with me, I will do the shopping with you. Number 2, Walter space his mother in the garden if she reads him a story this evening. Again, reads in the present simple. So this sentence is in the first conditional. The answer will be will help. If it space I'll stay at home. Again, this is for the first conditional. If it, for example, we may use rains, if it rains. Our teacher will be happy if we, so we have to use here which tense? Present simple. Great. If we learn the poem by heart. If they had enough money, here it's had. It's past simple. So it is the second conditional. Very good. If they had enough money, they would buy a new car. Number 6. We space the exam if we studied harder. Studied here, past simple, so we have to use would plus infinitive. We would pass the exam if we studied harder. If Pat repaired his bike, again, repaired in the past. So we have to use would plus the infinitive. He would go on a bicycle tour with us. She would get £100 if she, think about a verb, if she sold this old shelf. Number 9, if I was you or if I were you, I space Jack to the party. A party, I have to use, of course, the verb invite. So I would invite Jack to the party. Number 10, if the weather space fine, the children can walk. Oh, here we don't have will or would, but it's okay. Can is okay. It is instead of will. So it is in the first conditional. Very good. And we have to say here, if the weather is fine, the children can walk to school. Hope to see you soon at